Success. It means something different for everybody. Having clarity on that vision of what we want, and more importantly, why we want it, makes building a roadmap easier, especially when it comes to the little signposts along the way that tell us, hey, you're on the right track. Those signals keep us in a positive frame of mind. They boost our confidence to keep moving forward towards our vision. I'm Stuart from Lightboards Australia, and over the last 4 years, I've trained over 400 presenters on the practical principles of how to use a lightboard to engage their audiences and students and have their message remembered. In this video, I'm going to quickly break down the exact 5-step framework that provides clarity and builds confidence for new users. Working in the education sector for almost 4 years, I've seen huge investments in what appeared to be sexy technology that was very quickly discarded because there was never a plan for adoption or implementation. When the leaders of a business or an educational institution have a clear definition of what success specifically looks like for them with a lightboard, it's really simple to help them to achieve it. The definition of success with a lightboard is very different between businesses, schools and universities. For example, with a business, it could be because they want a higher skilled workforce and lower attrition. So they use a lightboard to create digital assets and evergreen content such as onboarding and instructional videos. Sometimes it's used in town hall meetings for company-wide announcements, or sales teams use them for better customer engagement. In higher education, they often use lightboards for online delivery of course content for remote students. But whatever their definition of success is, the principles and steps to get there are measurable and predictable. What I quickly discovered is that when a person who is highly knowledgeable in their respective field is asked to present their expertise in a new format, there's sometimes some natural resistance. But you have to ask, if companies like IBM, Amazon and Salesforce are using a lightboard with great success, and universities like Monash, UTS and La Trobe, to name a few, have embraced their use, what do they know about lightboards that most people don't? I'll let you in on a little secret. Most of these large enterprises and educational bodies have access to resources, research and insights into human learning, and they know what works, which could be why they use them. There's clearly something unique, something engaging and something different to everybody else, maybe even something profitable. But like any new technology, there's a learning curve for user adoption. From my own experience working with professionals who have been asked to create a short lightboard video in their specific area of competence, it's sometimes met with that level of apprehension that's akin to being asked to walk naked in public. So to alleviate anyone from any level of personal discomfort and to help in the adoption and the acceleration of the use of a lightboard, we've used a 3-tier approach and we've found that it works well. One is we acknowledge where their appetite is for adoption on a level of 1 to 5. Number 2 is we create a safe space so that they can improve and practice. And number 3, we use a really easy framework. It's called Clear, so that they're up and running within 2 hours with this newfound level of confidence. What I'm going to show you now is what that key learning is with Clear. Number 1 is one concept. If you're going to make a lightboard video, keep it short and stick to one subject. Having one subject is really important. Ask yourself before you make the video, what should my viewer be able to understand or do? Or can I say it in one sentence? Here's the rule, one concept per video. L is for layout. Plan the board before you record. Knowing what the layout is on the board is really important. So at the top of the board, use that for your title or your guiding question. The center of the board is used for the main diagram or model that you're going to use, and build that model progressively over a period of steps. The sides and the bottom of the board are used for labels or examples. Think through, where do I write, where do I draw, and what needs to be there first? What needs to be visible the longest, and what can be erased? And a key reminder, the Lightboard is your thinking space. It's to show your thinking. It's not your notebook. E is for explain. Draw what you explain. For best practices, draw one element at a time. Pause while writing or drawing. Silence is okay. And then explain it. Explaining it in short, clear sentences. Here's the best pacing for it and rhythm is to write, to look up, and to explain and repeat. Write, look back to the camera, explain, and then repeat. A is for anchor. To make the idea meaningful and memorable, it's important to anchor the concept in the mind of the viewer. So we use the following techniques. Use a real example or scenario, a common mistake that people make, for example, trying to teach too much in one video or rushing to get through the content is a good example. A final example is a before and after comparison. People love to see before and after comparisons. Best Lightboard practices and techniques is using the Mayer principles. So being able to circle the content or use arrows to point to elements that you're explaining. When you point or draw arrows between the relationships on the board, it makes it easier for people to understand. Use phrases like, this is the part most people miss or usually miss, or this is why this matters. And finally, R is to reinforce. This locks in the learning before you finish. Always include a brief verbal recap of 2 or 3 points and a visual, so point to the board. And always include the next step or action. And remember, great Lightboard instruction is not about performance. It's about helping someone see your thinking. If you found this useful, leave a comment, and if you think somebody else would find it useful, feel free to share it with them. Thanks for watching.